All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Krakwadash. So, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Krakwadash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which are the apostles, elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. 2024, which is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Lord willing, this be the year that Yahbashim Yahshua redeems the elect and sets up the kingdom of heaven, which belongs to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are spread out through the four corners of the planet Earth. All right, let's jump right into this lesson. This lesson is titled Hyperinflation is Coming. Only 3% of the dollar, the buying power of the dollar remains. So hyperinflation is on the way. This article is from watchers.guru. So it's a news story that always sends out information dealing with the dollar and the BRICS, because this is that coming structure. This is why war is coming. This is why the shaking up of different nations going to war, because every war has been a banker war, okay? Because who really funds the BRICS? You got the left and the right, order, web, chaos, okay? Because they really want to bring in this new the new digital currency. All right, you have the CBDC, okay, central bank digital currency. So it has to attack the current currency, which is their currency also. So it's left hand, right hand, pretty much witchcraft. All right, they control both sides of this thing. So who's really bringing the dollar down? You got these elites that are bringing this dollar down, because what's going to happen is the new currency is going to be under that new digital currency. All right, they're going to paint it out as gold backed, but they really haven't told you what's going to be that currency everybody's going to be using. Okay, so let's jump into this article. It says BRICS, only 3% of US dollars original purchasing power remains. So there's only 3%. The battery is low, just like when you have your phone and you have the battery pack and it starts going to red. This is where the US dollar is at. Okay, in the worldwide reserve currency. It says the decline of the U.S. dollar's value is accelerating with depleting purchasing power in 2024. So in 2024, it dipped. All right, and starting with the pandemic, that was a part of it too. It was dipping, and it's been consecutively been dipping throughout the years. It says a dip in the U.S. dollar's buying power could lead to hyperinflation in the homeland, affecting border stocks and the markets. The U.S. dollar's purchasing power is dwindling at a time when the BRICS alliance is looking to topple it from the world reserve currency. All right. And it says dollar's purchasing power is dwindling at the time when the BRICS alliance is looking to topple it from the world's reserve currency status. Okay. And it says Lenet. And then you have 23 countries officially applying to join the BRICS alliance. It says Leonard Zhang, CEO of Zhang Enterprises, emphasizes that the U.S. dollar's purchasing power is in what is that? What is that? Let's put up what that word is. It says let's play it. Eroding, Salakia. Eroding, and it says what? Eroding is gradually destroying or being gradually destroyed. So you see that the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar is eroding away, okay? And it says the Federal Reserve documented that only 3% of the U.S. dollar original purchasing power remains in 2024. This is what the official government data will tell us, as said Zhang. This gives BRICS more mileage to take on the U.S. dollar as the purchasing power is dwindling. And it says, let's read here. Now we're going to see the sectors that are going to be at risk, because this is another article. It says that major U.S. sectors to be affected if BRICS ditch the dollar. It says the BRICS alliance is looking to launch a gold-backed currency to topple the U.S. dollar. The announcement by the formation of a new currency could be unveiled. It says unveiled at the upcoming summit in October 2024. It says the goal of BRICS is to create a multi-polar financial world where developing countries will limit connection to the U.S. dollar. So they're ditching it, man. You know, that's why it says all they that eat that bread have laid a wound under thee. Because at one time these nations were under America's control and grip. Now they're pretty much moving away. Okay, that's why the war is coming. That's why the America's flexing muscle right now. It says the global trade will mainly be settled in new BRICS gold-backed currency or local currencies of other developing countries. This would help them safeguard their native economy as hoarding the US dollar in reserve comes at a risk. The growing debt of the US touched 34 trillion this month, and developing nations want to distance themselves from the dollar. It says, let's see here, the financial sectors, the main U.S. sectors to be affected if BRICS ditch the dollar is the banking, finance sector. Banks across America will be forced to take concrete measures to safeguard the prospects for the U.S. dollar. Moreover, new currency pairs could take stage in the Forex market, adding more pressure on the U.S. dollar. Also, banks lending millions of dollars globally in the amount dispersed could be reduced considerably. Therefore, the U.S. dollar would experience a dent in the supply and demand. Banks mechanisms and banks will take the first hit due to BRICS de-dollaration initiatives. U.S. banks are already in crisis, with several banks forcing closures and bankruptcy in 2020. If the bank sector takes the first hit, the next dent will inevitably be the financial sector in the U.S. And the financial sector is broad and involves consumers goods, and retail, technology, and fintech, among various others. Even inflation could hit the U.S. homeland, making the price of everyday essential peak. BRICS ditching the dollar for global trade and transactions will begin to have adverse effects on the U.S. economy, and day-to-day life of Americans will be impacted. Okay, so it's here, man. This thing, and there's only 3% left. So next year, they said it's going to be down to zero buying that power from where it used to be. Okay, so that's why war has to take place. It's inevitable, because if they're going to keep the hegemony, they have to pretty much put everybody back in order or take out the ones that are heading this thing. Okay, which is just moving towards that crisis. And after that war, it's going to be what? You're going to see that movement. The war is going to escalate, and that system is going to be able to be brought in. Okay, because people are going to want things to go back to normal, especially these Babylonians, man. They're not going to want to taste that hardship. They're not want to go through the hard. There's going to be a third world country. So it's not a coincidence that all of these migrants are here. I remember years ago, they wanted the Amero, okay? The Amero is that between joining of Mexico, Canada, and America. And they did it through the so-called migrant crisis. That was what it was set up. It was already planned way back. I remember news stories I used to do dealing with that. They wanted to pretty much take away the borders, and they did. There was no southern border, and if they really wanted to stop that, they would have stopped it, man. Because it's been how did it go so many years? It didn't happen, but all of a sudden Babylon cares so much that it wants to make sure these people have a better lives, man. And there ain't no better life here. There's Babylonians, Americans right now that are starving, homeless, no pretty much assurance of where they're gonna get their food. There's kid starvation. There's all types of things going on here that ain't no promised land, man. People live in check to checks. There's no middle class. So what life are they gonna live here? Okay, and it says the Federal Reserve documented that only 3% of the U.S. dollar original purchasing power remains in 2024. This is what the official government data will tell us. And Zhang, this brick gives BRICS more mileage. Let's go down here. It says, in addition, the U.S. dollar's worst woes, the BRICS de-dollarization agenda will also be on the table to take on. I believe with all my heart and everything that I know that we've already begun the transitioning to hyperinflation. Zhang told Ketco News, we're going to see more borrowing, more money printing, and more inflation because they have not killed the beast that they created and continue to create, she said. Okay, So we here, man. Okay, all these things you seeing take place, and movements, the Lord is taking, dismantling this place, because that economy goes into the scriptures. What's the main thing that we can point to is the time of Egypt with Joseph. If Joseph did not break that dream down, Egypt would not have been a powerhouse. It was an economic powerhouse. They had to go to Egypt to get grain, man. So all these nations had to come under Egypt's rule and under Egypt's power, because they were the ones with the grain, because they had a heads up on the famine that was coming. So economy is something that is scriptural, and the Lord uses and gives and takes away. Okay, because how did he dismantle Egypt? The plagues. The plagues were dismantling agent. All the plagues that happened with the blood turning the waters turning to blood. That's because the Nile River was a main travel hub, and if you don't have fishing, you don't have travel and commerce. That's gonna affect your economy. Okay, so all these things was weakening Egypt. All the lice, the frogs, all these things were things that was dismantling the economy of Egypt in various ways, man. Okay, but at the time, even the cattle being struck, that was wealth back then. It wasn't no dollars. It was land, cattle, gold, and silver, and precious. You had precious stones, because that's where the Israelites were able to take the stones and borrow from the Egyptians and to go into the wilderness. That's why the gold was melted to make the calf, and the Aaron's breastplate. Those things were on the Israelites. They had it in their possession, so that showed you it was in Egypt. Okay, all the stones that were on Aaron's breastplate were in Egypt. That's why the Lord gave the instruction on how to make it and how to put it together. Okay, so let's go ahead and read these precepts, and we'll go ahead and close on out. It's this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 6, and let's read in the amplified version. Give me 1 second. It reads, it says, will all these victims of his greed, that's why you see these bricks, they're the developing countries, okay? It says, not take up a taunting song against him, and that's what the bricks are doing. The alliances are saying, ditch the dollar, ditch the dollar. Everybody ditch the dollar. It says, and in a mocking derision against him, saying, whoa, judgment is coming. And that's what you see. What's hyperinflation? That's a form of judgment, man. Okay, when your goods go up and you have to pay more for the same thing, the goods aren't going anywhere. The money that you have, the buying power, is not what it used to be. So that's why it says the dollar only has 3% of its buying power remaining in it. Okay, so it's on red. It says derision against him, saying, woe, judgment is coming to him who increaseth that which is not his. The robbing of the minerals and the resources of these other countries that has went on for years. And this is well-known news, man. Okay, if you've been paying attention, if you've been in the know, this is well-known news. The news stations will tell you this. Okay, how long will he possess it? And woe to him that maketh himself wealthy with loans. Check that out. Loans, debt, yacht. Okay, because what is clay? It is debt. Okay, yacht. Let's read the King James Version. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that clay is yacht, which is debt. The debt that he's laden himself with is increasing, and it's only getting worse. So this is going to lead for that. This is going to lead to this. Then it's going to lead to more inflation. And it's going to lead to all out conflict. Once that conflict takes place, guess what? It's going to lead to that third woe. And you're going to have that the MOTB, which is going to be right in the mix. Okay. So these are the times that we've been waiting on. We've been prophesying and through the spirit and power of Bashim Al-Shai, starting with our apostles and our elders have been telling us, because that show you the Lord is returned unto Israel. That's why he sent out the prophets. He says, I shall give thee pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And what? And then also knowing the fear of the Lord. Because if we didn't know these things, our minds wouldn't be prepared. The average Jake or those, average Christian that's in the church, they don't realize this is coming. They haven't been privy to it. Same way Joseph helped Egypt, the same way the Lord gave us the understanding of the vision that is to come. Okay, this is Job 20 and in verse 15. It says he swallow wealth, but vomits it out. Yahweh will force it from his stomach. Okay, Because the real wealth and the real things that Esau has stolen, they're going to be what? They're going to be transferred, because wealth doesn't go anywhere. It's transferred. Okay. This is Isaiah 10 and verse 13 says, for he says, by the strength of my hand, I have done this, and by my wisdom, for I am clever. See, Esau is not giving glory to the Lord. The only one that's why it says that Babylon has been a golden cup in my hand. The Lord has held this place up, man. Okay. And golden cup means wealthy, wealth, symbolizing wealth. Okay. It says, for I am clever, and I have removed the boundaries of nations and plundered their treasures like a mighty one, and subdued their rulers. That's where you have military bases. You have America that has military bases all over the world, man. That's subduing them. Okay. If you know, where's China's military base in Babylon? Where's Russia's military base in Babylon? Okay. It says, because the wrath of the Lord, she will not be inhabited. She will become completely desolate. All who pass through Babylon will be horrified and hiss at all of her wounds. That's those missiles. Once this place is laid low, this place ain't going to be inhabited. It's going to be a giant memorial to what not to do. Okay. Micah 2 and verse 4, in that day they will take up a proverb against you and taunt you with this bitter lamentation. We are utterly ruined. He has changed the portion of my people. How he has removed it from me. He has allotted our fields to traders. Okay. So this man has increased that which is not his. He's put himself in a position to be much hated, man. That's why these nations are rising up. They're not looking to, they're pretty much staying away, just like somebody's musty, man. You know, Babylon is the musty one in the room right now. Okay. He's not smelling too good. He's not looking too good, man. All right. And they're trying to get away. So I'm going to leave it there. Just a quick update. Lord willing, is edifying lesson. And with that, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Till the next time, I say shalom, and more now than ever, keep faith. Shalom.